I'm standing here, the microphone only works. It's fine. Louder? All right. How about now? All right. So anyway, good evening, everyone. Thank you guys all for coming. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Michael Cruz, and I'm the proud father of the beautiful bride-to-be. Where is she? Hey, Mel. So, on behalf of our family, I really want to welcome you here to Central Vermont to help us celebrate Melany and Peter. Your presence here is what makes this weekend special. And we really, really are grateful that you're here to join us. I would also like to take a moment to thank Donna and Peter Cody for raising such a fine young man. We are thrilled to call him family. So, as you can probably tell, I'm not one much for speeches, okay? So, but I do have a little story that I think sums up Mel pretty well. We used to live in Connecticut, and I think she was about 3, and Sherry used to have to work late, so it was my job to, take her for a walk or a drive to kind of get her settled before dinner in bed. So this was probably December, and it was close to Christmas, so I figured I'd take her to the mall. And the mall where we lived in Torrington was probably about 45 minutes away. And from the moment I buckled her into her car seat until the moment we pulled into the mall, 45 minutes later, Melany was just filled with questions and would not stop talking. It's all 45 minutes. And here's the thing. She didn't just ask the questions, she also answered. So my role was really simple. All I had to do was throw in a few uh-huhs and yeahs, just to kind of let her know I was listening, because if you know Mel, she had to make sure that you were listening. But, I think, that was it really for me. But I think here we are, 30 years later, and not much has changed. She still has plenty to say. But underneath all her questions and all her chatter, I think there's always been something deeper. Her curiosity, her independence, and her determination. Whether it was late nights finishing homework, endless hours practicing sports or music, or pursuing her degrees and her career, Melany has always been relentless in chasing her goals, which is why we are so proud of her. And tonight, looking at her, I don't just see that little girl filling a car with questions and chatter. I see a strong, accomplished woman ready to write the next chapter of her story. And then came Peter. we first met Peter when Mel brought him over to meet our new pup Chewy. Since then, he's been part of countless memories. Family trips to Acadia, single-handedly trying to kill all the lobsters in Maine, tropical vacations, golfing trips, and hiking through national parks. One trip in particular that stands out. It was a trip to Southwest Utah. What we didn't know at the time, because Peter neglected to mention it, was that he wasn't too fond of heights. So of course, on day 1, we go on a short cliffside hike. And honestly, it wasn't that high. Let's just say the hike was memorable. Because about 30 yards in, Peter decided he had seen enough. He turned around, and to his credit, he handled it with humor. And after that, he wisely chose a spa day rather than going hiking on Angel's Landing. That's when we knew two things. First, he fit in well enough to laugh at himself. And second, he was resilient enough to survive Christian's wedding. Over the years, we've learned a lot more about Peter. But most of all, we've learned how happy he makes now. And that's all we could have ever have hoped for. So with that, I would like you all to raise your glasses to Melany and Peter. May your marriage be filled with love, laughter, and respect. Cheers.
Cheers.